Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रीमेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिहि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिहि ओम ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्धदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्कपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थितदद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः Namaste once again everyone.
Namaste Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Namaste.
Hari Om
Hari
Guruji.
Om Namaskaram Guruji.
Namaskaram Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stitah ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigrahah. So, after temporarily concluding the topic of Bahiranga Sadhanani, temporarily because Krishna will talk about Bahiranga Sadhanani more later. So, for the time being, he has covered a few aspects of the external preparations that we need to do for meditation. So after that, now Krishna is entering into Antaranga Sadhanani topic from verse number 10 to verse number 15, 6 verses. So Antaranga Sadhanani are the specific disciplines to be observed just before meditation. We call them Visesha Sadhanani. So while Bahiranga Sadhanani, the general preparation before meditation has to be observed throughout all our transactions on a day-to-day basis, whether we are sitting for meditation or not sitting for meditation. Antaranga Sadhanani, on the other hand, need not be observed throughout the day. They are to be observed only before we sit for actual meditation. That is, just before meditation, we have to make certain preparations at the time. That is not this Antaranga Sadhanani. We have to observe these disciplines. And in this disciplines, Krishna discusses 8 stages or 8 steps. And if we observe these steps, then the meditation will be very effective And without these steps, meditation it could not be effective rather. All that we will be doing is sitting for some time quietly, and everything other than the meditation will take place. Our mind will be going around all the entire world, crossing international boundaries, thinking about children, thinking about grandchildren, all those things. But one benefit will be there. Since we will be sitting quiet for some time, people around us, they will get some peace of mind because we are quiet. So that could be the only benefit that not us but others can get by this non-prepared meditation. And here also, like in the case of Bahiranga Sadhanani, Krishna does not systematically develop these eight stages. In various slokas, these ideas are all jumbled up. Therefore, as we did in the case of Bahiranga Sadhanani, in Antaranga Sadhanani also, we have to sort them out from the slokas rather. So the first point to be observed in the special discipline is Desha, the place of meditation. And as Krishna suggests, let the place be a secluded place where to the extent possible there are no disturbances. Because in urban areas, wherever you go, it is very, very difficult, especially if your house happens to be on the roadside, or near a temple or near a mosque. There will be loudspeakers, playing so many songs or some prayers, etc. If it is near a road, there will be so much of traffic noise, that your mind cannot concentrate. So some or the other sound will always be there. Even at home, when you are sitting for meditation, maybe your family members have put on the TV and it is blaring. How can you concentrate in such a atmosphere? So therefore, to the extent possible, Krishna says, try to get far from the maddening crowd. So therefore, seclusion is point number one. In fact, you can even take some cotton buds and plug your ears with that. Actually, practically, it will be very useful so that no noise enters there. So this is number 1 point. And the second point Krishna says is, while meditation, try to be alone. Because some people have this habit, meditation also they do joint meditation. And if you are not careful, the joint meditation may end up in a very wonderful gossip session. This joint business of like children, they do joint study. Of course, it is, one cannot, discount the value of such joint studies. It is very helpful rather, provided both children are equally serious about the study. But we have seen some children, in the name of joint study, they do everything other than study. Of course, not all the children, some children. So there are advantages and there are disadvantages. Similarly, joint meditation has also got its benefit in terms of inspiring everybody to go to be in the meditation, especially if the presence of a teacher or a guru is there, then joint meditation works very well. Because if you enter into gossip, the guru is there to check you. Or at least from out of reverence for the guru, you will be doing meditation, even though you are in the company of so many people. But if you are going to do joint meditation separately without any supervision, then of course there are risks involved. So both advantages and disadvantages are there. In group meditation, one advantage is there, because many people in the initial stages of meditation, they tend to doze off. I had suffered that problem. But thanks to joint meditation, people near me, in fact, I used to doze off and even snore lightly. So other students near me, they will actually alert me and wake me up. If you are alone, if you snore off, if you sleep off and snore, nobody will be there to alert you or wake you up. You will just have a very nice sleep. So this, as I said, I mean, if you look at it, there are advantages, disadvantages. You should choose what is best for you. But according to Krishna, if you have really want to focus, concentrate, he suggests that you meditate alone. Because in joint meditation also, somebody is coughing, somebody is sneezing, all these things could be disturbances. So he says, ekaki, let it be a secluded place, be alone. And also, the place, let it be spiritually and physically clean. Physical cleanliness you can appreciate, because otherwise insects will be there. Some foul smell may be there, which may be distracting. Mosquitoes will be there. So many problems could be there if the place is not physically clean, sanitized. And by spiritual maturity, we mean that the place should be conducive and contribute to spiritual thinking. The place should be associated with spirituality. Like you go to an ashrama or a temple, or even your own puja room, if you have got a separate puja room in your house. By law of association, you think of the Lord or spirituality the moment you enter those places. But suppose you go to a dining hall. I mean, our ashram, Anakati ashram, for example, even Nana Nani, I am finding the same thing. Go to the dining hall for meditation. It may be very clean and all. There will also be photos of Bhagavan, lamp lit, etc. But what will happen? A strong aroma of vada or sambar being prepared will be wafting in the atmosphere. All your thoughts will be of that vada sambar only. So, a meditation could turn into vada dhyanam or sambar dhyanam or idli dhyanam or dosa dhyanam. From the smell, you can say what is being prepared. So that much you will be fully absorbed in those beautiful aroma. So it should be not only clean, but spiritually also it should be conducive. And Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam, he adds that the place which is naturally spiritual, like the banks of sacred rivers like Ganga, Narmada, etc., or even artificially made spiritual by having the pictures of Mahatmas, pictures of gods with lit lamp and all that, a lamp lit, etc. And that is why we have an altar at home in a secluded place, which is also an ideal place for meditation, because the atmosphere invokes spirituality. And therefore, the first point is a place which is spiritually clean, physically clean, secluded, and without any other people, that is, you alone are there for meditation. So this is Desha Niyama, importance of choosing the right place, stage number 1. Then the second stage, Krishna doesn't talk about, but we will supply that, because the kala, the time of meditation, is also very important. Generally, in the tradition, they say early morning is ideal for meditation. And that is mainly because there is an advantage in early morning. We have had a good sleep. So yesterday's worries are all, if not fully gone, have been significantly diluted by sleep. And that's why sleep is a very big gift from the Lord, However sorrowful a person may be, a good sleep, sound sleep, will certainly reduce the impact of that. And good sleep is very necessary for a good health also. So it's a new day, brings new hope. Therefore, early morning is an ideal time. Yesterday's worries have been diluted, and today's worries have not yet started, because just now woken up. Worries start the moment you start interacting with the world. And if all other members of the family are also sleeping and you alone are awake, best time, nobody will be there to disturb you also. No TV will be on, nothing will be there. Best time for meditation. But one important thing, you should avoid reading the newspaper before meditation. But some people have got this habit. The moment they wake up, they want a cup of coffee and the newspaper. And normally newspapers will come very early morning. But you should avoid the temptation to read the newspaper. Because if you read the paper, your entire meditation session will be on meditating on all the news that you have just now freshly read. Therefore, what is important is yesterday's worries are gone, today's worries have not yet started. That junction, that sandhya between yesterday's worries and today's worries, which is also called sandhya time. That is the time prescribed for morning sandhya in our shastras. Of course, we describe it as that, sunset, sunrise, beginning, that is the sun is about to rise and all that. But we can understand the sandhya time like one set of worries. I mean, yesterday's worry is gone, today's worry is not yet started. That, time, that junction, best time for meditation. And in Shastra, that time is also considered as Satvika Kala, Brahma Muhurta, they say. Therefore, that's a Sattvic time and the ideal for meditation, because mind is Sattvic at that time. It is not at Rajasic and Tamasic tendencies have not yet entered the mind. Tamasic, of course, is gone because you're waken up from sleep. So tamasic is not, but rajasic tendencies have not yet entered the mind. Mind is sattvic, so best time for meditation. The mind will continue to be tamasic because if you have not slept well, mind will continue to be tamasic. And that is why people, when they start meditation, if you have not had a good sleep, sound sleep, you tend to fall into sleep in meditation. And therefore, you have to bring the mind. That's why they say, before meditation, do your prayers. In fact, our Sandhya Vandanam, is so beautifully, the architect is so beautifully put together that you do certain, tarpanam, etc. And then you get into meditation on the Gayatri mantra. You do Gayatri, when Gayatri Japa. If you have been doing Sandhya Vandanam regularly, properly, right from childhood, meditation is a walkover for you. Because you would have practiced this Gayatri Japa mantra 108 times in the morning, 64 times in the afternoon, and 32 times in the afternoon and 64 in the evening. In a day, you would have meditated on Gayatri, at least something more than 200 Gayatri Japas you would have done. And that's fantastic. I mean, apart from all the other benefits that you get from doing Sandhya Vandanam, Sandhya Vandanam also includes physical exercise. You do 3-4 namaskarams, full body, there's nothing. And if you are able, if you understand how to do sun salutation, which is a part of yoga, the namaskarams you can convert it into Surya Namaskara. And nothing like it. 8 Surya Namaskara, 10 new Surya Namaskara, every time you do Sandhya Vandanam, if you do, your body till the last will remain quite healthy. Surya Namaskar is the best physical exercise one can do. And for mind also, we must know that even mind's state is determined by the sun. Even today, scientists, after research, they talk about body's metabolism being connected to sunrise and sunset, and which we can observe rather. If you are used to going for a walk early morning, at the time of sunrise, you will see the whole world wakes up, birds are chirping, and different sounds you get of the birds chirping. They all wake up at that time, sunrise time. Even their body's metabolism is connected to sunrise and sunset. And similarly, sunset, whole world becomes quiet. It is only we human beings, we tend to go against nature. Tend to go against how our body has been constructed, and then we complain, oh, I don't know why I am having this disease or why I am having that disease and all that. So the metabolism, as the sun rises higher and higher, the metabolism becomes more and more intense and powerful. And the body also becomes more and more rajasic. And that is necessary also. Because we have a very great responsibility given to us by Bhagawad. Not only take care of ourselves, but take care of the entire universe which is around us. Only we can do that using our free will, using our intellect. Otherwise, we will be sleeping the whole day. So, along with the rise and movement of the sun, our activity should also increase. And we have observed as the sun sets, towards evening, we find that we also lose our dynamism. So, early morning is a Sattvika Kala, neither Rajasic nor Tamasic, ideal time for meditation. Of course, we must remember this is a general rule. What you say? Preferred time. But it is not a compulsory rule. Because the body clock mechanism varies from individual to individual. Some people, they will wake up late, but they will be able to continue being active till late evening or even 12 o'clock at night. They will be very active and dynamic. So therefore, it is not that you have to do meditation only early morning. You can do meditation after, if you are still active, you know you have been active throughout the day, and at 10 o'clock everybody else in the house has gone to sleep. You can meditate at that time. It will be, all the conditions will be satisfied. Go sit in front of the altar at your house or the puja room or wherever it is. Sit and meditate. Nobody will be there to disturb you. No TV, nothing. Everybody will be off. Some people, they will prefer 2 p.m. afternoon. So we can say that any time is ideal for meditation in which you are relaxed and not sleepy. Whether it is 2 p.m. in the afternoon or whether it is 12 midnight, it doesn't matter. What is important is the mind is neither too much wandering nor the mind is drowsy. Both Rajasic and Tamasic tendencies are not there in the mind. That alert, non-extrovert mind is called a Sattvic mind. Whenever you have got such a mind, any time of the day, you can meditate. And it doesn't take much time. I mean, you can meditate, not necessarily you should sit up for hours together in meditation. Start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maximum half an hour. That much is regularly, if you are doing it, that much is enough. So this is about the time. But suppose somebody says, my mind is never like that. Always thinking of something or the other. Even when you, what you call the Sattvic time, I get up in the morning also with lot of worries only. Then what you do? Then you have to work on that. One thing is for people who have got this natural thing, Sattvic tendencies, they don't need any special effort. But if you do not have, if you feel that your mind is never Sattvic during the day, then you will have to put in certain efforts. You have to fix up a time and then make the mind Sattvic by sheer practice, taking all other routines into account. I mean, you cannot be, you can't make your mind Sattvic if there are a lot of pending work to be done. Especially people who are in the Western world, where everything, at your house, you have to do it. You don't get maids and things like that, and or even if you get it, they are so expensive, you can't afford them. So cleaning the house or vacuum cleaning, washing clothes, everything is done on the weekend. And during the day, weekdays, there is no question of any Sattvic. Because morning itself, you get up, children have to go to school, you have to go to office, sometimes takes a long time driving down to the office and things like that and all. You come back in the evening and then you feel so, tired. You want some rest and also some entertainment. So in such circumstances, you have to put in an effort to select a particular time, make your mind Sattvic. That you have to do. Engage the mind at that particular time, first in some prayers, chanting some Vishnu Sahasranama and all on a daily basis. Huh? Not once in a week, once in 15 days. No, every day that particular time should be allotted. So that over a period of time, your body clock also will adjust itself to this time. That time means that is Vishnu Sahasranama time, that is meditation time. And that is the time when my mind, at least for half an hour, is going to be Sattvic. This is Kala Niyama. And about duration, I have already said just now. Even the duration also is very important. And while duration, what we must note is quality is more important than quantity. Because suppose you say, no, I am going to do very intense meditation and sit for 3 hours. You will finally find that 60% of the time you might have unknowingly dozed off. And this is a special because on the day after the Upakarma, we are supposed to chant 1008 Gayatri mantras. And there is a niyama for chanting Gayatri mantra. That niyama is pancha avasana should be there. 5 breaks in chanting the mantra should be there. And if you are going to chant that mantra in the proper way, it will take 2 to 3 hours. In fact, almost I take 3 hours, three plus hours, in fact, to chant the Gayatri mantra. And it is very, very challenging to keep awake during that time. Because when the mind is repeating the same thing again and again and again, it becomes bored and tends to go off to sleep. So, duration also is very important. Of course, you start with a small duration, and if you are successful, then slowly increase the duration if you want. As I said, even half an hour meditation every day is more than enough for the mind to get trained. We must first understand what is the purpose of this meditation as we start, in the beginning of this chapter. What is the purpose of meditation? If you are achieving that purpose, then continuing to meditate is only a practice. And for achieving the purpose of the meditation, it is not necessary you must sit for 3 hours, 4 hours in meditation. We are not talking about the yoga, the Ashtanga yoga samadhi here, mind you. That's not we are talking about. We are talking about training the mind for nididhyasana. So, long time meditation or meditating for a long time has got its disadvantages. You may doze off, you may be thinking, lot of other thoughts may enter your mind, worrying. Such meditation will be useful for only one purpose, going and telling everybody that, oh, I can meditate for 3 hours. If other people appreciate that, they know what you are talking about. So therefore, even 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes is more than enough if you are able to successfully engage in meditation. So this is also another aspect of Kala Niyama. Then the third step Krishna talks about is asana. Asanam here means not the exercise, no, yogasana, no. Where should you be seated? So it indicates, first of all, meditation, you should be seated, not standing meditation. Standing meditation is very dangerous. There could be safety issues if you stand for meditation and doze off. So better you sit down. And sitting down on the floor with, cross leg and all, knees bent, that is not insisted upon. But you should sit down. If you can sit down on the floor, nothing like it. Of course, not on the bare floor. We will have to have a asana that we'll talk about. That is very good. But if you cannot sit down, sit anywhere you are comfortable and relaxed. That is most important. When you are sitting, no part of the body should cry out for attention. Our full focus should be on the mind, and therefore sit anywhere in a comfortable and relaxing position. And while sitting down, Krishna says you have an asanam, a seat, specially prepared seat. Do not sit on the bare floor, but sit on an asanam. You will talk about what type of asanam. In olden days, the asanam which they used consist of 3 layers. One is a deer skin, another is darba grass, another is a piece of cloth. We'll see all those details while discussing the verse where Krishna talks about preparation of the asana. So Krishna says that every meditator must have his or her own asanas suitable for their own preferences and comfort. And as far as possible, the asana should not be shared with others. The reason behind this prescription is that what is comfortable to you may not be comfortable to others. For example, there are people who cannot sit on the floor, but they can comfortably sit on a low height stool, And there will be others who will be comfortable sitting on the floor with crossed legs. Some people can't sit on a low height stool. They cannot sit on, on the floor. They can use a chair, a proper chair to sit and do meditation. Nothing wrong with that. And the second thing is the asana or the seat should be neither too soft nor too hard. If it is too soft, your body will, what they say, sink, go down, and the back will be bending. In meditation, you must always pay attention to your posture. Your back should be straight. Similarly, if the asana is too hard, it will pain. It may be too hard on your, on your back or where you are sitting. And then you will be meditating on the pain, not on what your meditation subject matter of meditation is. Therefore, it is necessary that the asanam should be neither too soft nor too hard. It should neither be too high so that your legs are dangling, nor too low, which put pressure on your knees. Therefore, you should choose an asanam which is suitable for your preferences. Asana means seat. You see, these are general not only for meditation, even otherwise also. If we are mindful of all these things, then physically we will be very comfortable. When you are sitting for a puja also, follow this. Some people think that only if they sit on the floor and do puja, it is correct. Not right. You should sit and do puja. Don't do puja standing, so that you are comfortable. Take a chair, sit down, no harm at all if you cannot sit down. So you should choose an asanam which is suitable for your preferences. So this is the asana prescription. How should one sit, or how should the seat on which one sits for meditation should be? But nowadays I have seen, the special asanas meant for meditation are available. And not very expensive also. It's a very big business. Meditation is they advertise as meditation asanas only, rather. The back is there, straight back, so that you will not sag. Your body will not sag. Very nice asanas are there. So you need not go in search of all what Krishna prescribes, right? He prescribed deer skin and all that. You need not go in search and from where will I get deer skin? You need not worry about. The bottom line is you should be comfortable sitting in meditation, able to divert your mind only to the topic of meditation and not on any other topic. So these are the Desha Kala Asana prescriptions. Then number 4 is the posture of the body. As I said, Sharira Sthitihi. And Krishna says you should sit steadily, which means that you have a maximum base. If the legs are kept as much apart as possible, then you have got a wide base area. And that is why, traditionally we sit on the floor with crossed legs. When you cross your leg or sit in Padmasana, the base is quite, large as compared to, sitting on a stool or a chair where your base is very small. So the wider the base area, posture is steadier. And then Krishna says, keep the body, neck and head straight and let it be relaxed. When we are doing yogasana, these are all the prescriptions even in Yoga Shastra. When you are doing yogasanas, this is what you should do. Your body, neck and head should be in a straight line. Especially backbone should be straight and relaxed, not tense. This is the posture. Then the 5th item Krishna talks about is pranasamyam. Pranasamyam means even breathing, balanced breathing. Your breathing should be relaxed and even. You must be able to observe your breath. It should be smooth and even because our thoughts are connected to our breathing also. They are interconnected. Ramana Maharshi says in Upadesha Saram, Chittavayava चित्रिया युता है शाखयोर्द्वयी शक्ति मूलका. So he says that the thoughts are connected to Jnana Shakti and breathing or prana is connected to Kriya Shakti. And both of them are connected to the basic Maya Shakti. Therefore, they are all interconnected. Swami Paramarthananda gives a nice example. He says, it is like the 4 legs of a table or a desk. If you want to pull the desk, all the 4 legs will come, isn't it? You need not hold all the 4 legs. You just hold one leg and pull, all 4 other 3 also will come along because they are connected to one plank on the top. And we will find in practical experience, when our thoughts are disturbed, our breathing is also disturbed. So if the breathing is smooth and slow and even, the mind is also even. Therefore, pranasamyam is important. And if you remember, Krishna has mentioned this step in the 5th chapter itself. Therefore, he does not mention this in the 6th sloka, in this 6th chapter. As I said, toward the end of the 5th chapter, there are certain preparatory things Krishna talked about there itself. So we must bring also, all those things together while talking about the Antaranga Sadhanani. If you remember 5th chapter shloka, Sparshan kritva bahir bahyans chakshus chaivantaro bhruvoho pranapanau samo kritva nasabhyantara charinau. He has already said this. Prana apana samau kritva nasabhyantara charinau. Prana apana means inhalation and exhalation. Samau kritva must be rhythmic, must be even, balanced. Because if you observe our right nostril and left nostril, through which the inhalation exhalation takes place, sometimes the right nostril is more active than the left, and sometimes left is more active than the right. It all requires very, very subtle observation of how we are breathing. Breathing observation, one of the most important spiritual sadhana, in fact. Observe and regulate the breathing. And that is why deep breathing and all is advised. When you do deep breathing, the pranayama, various pranayamas prescribed in Yoga Shastra are all meant for this purpose only. So this is prana samya, 5th stage. Then the 6th step is indriya nigraha, sensory restraint. Because sense organs are very much capable of influencing the mind. Every sense organ is a gateway through which alone the world enters your mind, isn't it? So all sense organs are very good and have got an automatic door, except probably for the eyes. Ears automatic door, nose automatic door. You don't need to do open anything and all. At least eyes you have to open to see. So Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all 5 keep entering constantly and the mind is taking in all of them. And your challenge is you have to prevent the mind from meditating on those. Putting it in computer language, you must create the first firewall in the form of Indriya Nigraha, restraining the sense organs. So Krishna says, may you deliberately withdraw the sense organs by turning the mind away. And you see Bhagavan's this thing, the most powerful of the sense organ are the eyes. So there he has not kept automatic doors. He has given you the willpower to close the eyes. That is the beauty of creation. And that is why he says, what did he say? Chakshuhu bruvor antare. Most important, he mentions the chakshuhu, eyes. So he treats the sense organ of eye specifically because eyes are the most powerful sense organ. And with dealing with eyes also is a little bit difficult. Because when the eyes are open, when you whether you like it or not, whatever is in front of the eyes, they will enter. Once they enter, one will lead to another and you will be distracted. And if you close the eyes also, there is a risk of dozing off. And therefore Krishna says, Chakshuhu cha antare bruvoho. Let the eyes be half closed as though you are looking at the tip of your nose, or in fact, bruvoho means your eyebrows, in the middle of your eyebrows. eyes should be partially closed. But of course, there is a risk also if you actually practically observe, do what Krishna says. Because if you look at the, if you try to look, bring all the eyelid together, the pupils together to look at this, you will develop a headache within very short time. So the idea is that you must not completely close the eyes, you must not completely open the eyes, it should be partially closed. So this is Indriya Nigraha. So the sixth step, what are the 6 steps we have seen? Desha, Kala, Asana, Sharira Sthiti, Pranasamyam and Indriya Nigraha. Then the 7th step is Mano Nigraha. This is the second firewall. Even if you have now successfully practiced Indriya Nigraha by preventing external world from entering your mind, earlier lot of things have already entered. The mind does not need fresh entry for dwelling on all those things. So the mind has to be withdrawn from all mundane fields. It should be taken away from all the worldly roles you play in life. The thoughts connected with you as husband, as wife, as father, as employer, as neighbor, as a business person, so on and so forth. Because each one of us have got several personalities. And along with each personality, there is a set of anxieties, worries, etc. Therefore, at least for the period of meditation, duration of meditation, I should be able to shed all those roles. I should as though assume that I do not exist in those roles. Those roles should be eclipsed like the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. And that's why, some acharyas in some books, they say you should become a mentally sannyasi during meditation. Give up everything. For 15-20 minutes, tell yourself you are not father. After that meditation is over, you can pick up the worries. But 15-20 minutes, I am not a father, I am not a husband, I am a sannyasi. Or if at all you are particular about any relationship, relate to either God or your guru. I am a devotee, that's it. I have no other role to play. Or I am a Shishya. With God and Guru, there is no problem. If there is a problem, renounce the Guru also during meditation. Because Guru might have told you something which may be disturbing you. During meditation, that will spring up. That's why in Kaivalya Upanishad it is said, Gurum Pranamya, you invoke the Guru. Because when the Guru is invoked, the teaching is reminded. And therefore, when the Guru is invoked, all these teaching will come in your mind and all other thoughts will go away. Therefore, if at all you want relationship, meditate as a Shishya or meditate as a Bhakta or meditate as a sannyasi. So, Shishya role, Bhakta role, sannyasi role. In any other role, there will be lot of headaches and disturbances. So, this is called Mano Nigraha or withdrawal of the mind. And you can make use of your devotion to the Lord for that. Surrender to the Lord. If you have worries about your children or whatever it is, no worldly worries, tell the Lord, oh Lord, I am going to sit for meditation for the next 20 minutes. During that time, please take care of all my these worries. Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam mahamyam. So just for the 15-20 minutes, hand over all your responsibilities to Bhagavan. Nothing will happen. That is assured. If you are not worrying about your general worries for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, the worries are not going to go away, and the situation for which you are worrying is also not going to change. So you are not going to lose anything by handing over the worries to Bhagavan. So hand over your worries. Bhagavan will take care. I mean, many people have seen, they have got these pet dogs, right? Or even cats, etc. Pets are there. Because of which they are not able to go on any holiday. Very difficult. So what do they do? If they want to enjoy a peaceful holiday without worrying about the pet, they will hand over the pets to somebody for the period of 1 week or 10 days or whatever period of holiday is there. They will hand over those people. There are in fact institutions now. There are people who offer this service for a payment rather. You can leave them with that kennel or whatever they call. Dogs can be left and then they will take care of it. They will feed and do everything that you have been doing for the dog. Similarly, this worries also hand over to Bhagavan and be relaxed. Let Bhagavan take care of these worries. What? Because even by my worrying, I may not be able to resolve all the problems about which I am worrying. But there is one person who is capable of doing that. Whether he does it or not is a different matter. I will hand over this responsibility to Bhagavan. So this is Mano Nigraha. Krishna will talk about all these later also. Then the 8th step, Buddhi Nishchaya. Buddhi Nishchaya means conviction regarding the necessity and utility of meditation. I should be convinced of meditation that it will help me in absorbing the teaching. Without conviction, if I sit, okay, Guru has told meditation, let me try this also. I don't know whether it will work. If you sit like that, you will be restless only. All pending work that you have got come into your mind, it will flood your mind. I have got so much thing to do. Time is passing. And Guruji has said you should do meditation. Therefore, let me complete this meditation ritual quickly and then move over to other urgent matters. If you are doing that, it will be a mechanical routine. Like I have seen some people doing Sandhya Vandanam, Puja and all, They do Sandhya Vandanam in 5 days, 5 minutes. I don't know what they do. They will just sit with this one glass of water and do something, and 5 minutes their Sandhya Vandanam is over. Properly you do Sandhya Vandanam, it will take half an hour in the morning with 108 Gayatri Japas. Similarly, even this, annual 1008 Gayatri Mantra, I have seen people finishing it in half an hour. I don't know how you can chant mentally 1008 Gayatri Japa in half an hour. Unless, of course, it's like high speed, bullet train speed, you do Gayatri Japa. That will not be wholehearted. Now, what will happen? You will sit in meditation and start your planning for the day. Okay, after this meditation, I will go to office and do this first. There's a meeting at 10 o'clock. I will need to prepare for the meeting also. So let me finish this meditation quickly. Maybe 5 minutes less I will meditate today. So meditation could become a planning session for your day. And therefore, conviction is very, very important. or the Shastric study becomes, if you want to get convinced about meditation, importance of meditation, Shastric study becomes important. And if you study, you will know, you will understand how Shastra is important, how Nididhyasanam is also important. So this is called Buddhi Nishchaya. So these are the 8 steps which Krishna will talk about in various slokas. Some he has talked about in the 5th chapter also. We will stop here. I think it is time. And we will continue in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om
Om
Shanti
Shanti Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Dhanyavadaha. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
everybody.
Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Hari Om.
Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
Hari Om.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Pranam. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Yes, Arun Kumar ji.
Namaste, Guruji. Namaste.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Namaskaram.
Just wanted to understand at this stage, do we actually practically enter meditation, or we are so novices who have not even completed Shravanam fully? So, and then it may take a decade for us to get into this. Just wanted to understand practically.
Not necessarily a decade, but yes, of course, your point is correct. What will you meditate upon? Isn't it? If you're sitting for meditation, you can take a time off from all the other things to plan. That's all we will do now. But what is important, necessary is the Aham Brahmasmi knowledge should have become doubtless knowledge for you. You must be convinced about what you have learned till now. Because to learn that Aham Brahmasmi does not necessarily take decades, right? It will take decades only at every stage. You are still not convinced. You have doubts about it. You have doubts about it. It will take decades. As I told in one of the earlier, there are 3 types of buddhis. Camphor buddhi is there, right? Then there is a cold buddhi. Then there is lantern stick buddhi. I think some noise. Arun Kumar, you will have to unmute yourself. I have muted everybody else. Yeah.
Yes, Guruji. Rather,
I think, because for some people, and it all depends upon your samskara. What have you done in your previous births? Suppose you are coming into this birth with already prepared, you have gone through a lot of Shravanam, and only little bit of Shravanam in this birth, you will understand everything. So it's all very, very relative and individual oriented, rather. But you are right. Meditation should be Nididhyasanam, we should sit only when we have completed Shravanam and Mananam, and we have got convinced, we are convinced about this knowledge. Advaita Vedanta, Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi knowledge is completely, you are convinced about. Then it will be useful. But
Guruji,
one second,
another
let me complete. You can do one thing. You need not now do Nididhyasanam, but you can start meditation on some alambana. For example, a Vishnu or Shiva or Linga. On that you can do alambana. That will be pure meditation only. That will not be Nididhyasanam, but that will actually train you. By that you will train your mind to focus, to concentrate. Right? As even as you are doing Shravanam Mananam, you can start training your mind. So that sannyas, that viveka, vairagya, and indriya nigra, mano nigra, all that you can start practicing rather. So ultimately, if you are just able to focus for 15-20 minutes on one thing, one object, that is a very successful meditation. That you can do. And that is why in Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri Japam is introduced for that purpose. So if you, for that 15-20 minutes Gayatri Japam, if you are able to focus only on Gayatri, that means you have got a mind which is ready when you come to Nididhyasa. So that preparation you can certainly do.
Guruji, what exactly we should focus while chanting Gayatri?
The meaning of the mantra you can focus. The sounds of the mantra you can focus. While chanting Gayatri also, there are various aspects of Gayatri. You can use it as a prayer. 108 times you are praying to the sun god, to do what? To give you good buddhi, everything, all prosperity, everything. Use it as a prayer. So even when Gayatri, you are doing meditation on Gayatri, you can meditate on different aspects of Gayatri. The very sound, you can actually reproduce that Gayatri Chandas in your mind. That sound itself you can meditate upon. You are only listening. What your mind is engaged is only the sound of Gayatri, nothing else, not even the meaning. So there are various ways you can use Gayatri mantras for meditation. Ultimately, what is important? Mind should become focused on one thing, not allowing the mind to go here and there and all. And we have to take all precautionary measures to prevent the mind from going. That's why Mano Nigraha, the Indriya Nigraha, seating position, everything is taught. To help the
Yeah. Guruji, another question. Do we need to, as part of Shravanam, do we need to by heart all the Upanishad slokas and Bhagavad Gita slokas, or we just try to digest whatever classes we participate, the essence, because we can't recollect? Do we need to go and by?
You don't need to learn by heart anything, memorize anything. All that is required is what is being taught. You should be able to remember that, recall that when it is necessary. That's all. You will require some amount of practice in recalling and all that only if you are going to teach. Because while teaching, suppose you want to quote some sloka as a pramanam, you can't be looking at books and searching for that slokas, and also to some extent. And that also, even I don't remember so many things. But what I do as a preparatory for the class, whatever we are going to use, I put down as a part of my notes. And so it is, I don't need to search the Upanishad and all. That sloka is ready-made available, right? So we then recite that sloka. So there is no need to do all this. Whole thing is about knowledge, not about memory, right? So don't need to worry about memorizing and all.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
If we have learned all these things from childhood, automatically we would have memorized these things. At our age, it is impossible for us to memorize all these. Maybe Bhagavad Gita, because I'll tell you, 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we used to chant in the Gurukulam before food, before lunch, right? Full chapter we used to chant. Then only we will eat. So by chanting it for more than 3 years every day, first looking at the text and then later on having memorized that, then it is only 15th chapter I can chant with from memory. No other Bhagavad Gita chapter, some slokas, yes, which we have known, that we can chant without looking at the book. Otherwise, it is not possible for us at this age to memorize all these things. That is, don't relax. We should relax about all these things. Oh, this should be done like this. No. What is important is knowledge. Jnanam is important. If you got the jnanam, everything else is mithya. That's it. Right? Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Hari Om. Yes. Was that Hari Ji?
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om, namaste.
Hari Om. Guruji, when we talk about Nididhyasanam, in the seat of meditation, what exactly is Nididhyasanam? How is it that literary meaning I am able to understand that we should try to absorb or we should try to assimilate what has been taught, what we have been thinking. But can you kindly explain what exactly is the process of Nididhyasana?
Process of Nididhyasanam is the more you recall what your teaching is, what your real nature is as you have understood now,
Yeah.
the more and more you keep on recalling that, that will go into your subconscious and that will replace whatever is there in your subconscious as your identity now. So Nididhyasanam is changing of identity. It is like a sex change operation, right? To put it crudely. You have a certain identity today in your subconscious. I am Hari. I am a male. I am a so and so old. I mean, so my age is so and so. I am husband of so and so. I am father of so and so. All that is there, in your subconscious now. You are sleeping. Suppose I wake you up and ask you, who are you? What? How will you introduce yourself?
My name,
Correct?
my business card.
By your business card or your horoscope or your biodata. That is what you will right now is there in your subconscious. That whole thing has to be replaced by Aham Brahmasmi, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Aham Asmi. I am Gunatita, Kalatita, Avastatrayatita. I am all that. I am beyond all these things. I am Brahman. That has to be now implanted in your subconscious. Not for telling everybody, for your own understanding of who you are. To answer the question to yourself, who am I? That is the whole purpose of Nididhyasana. And so Nididhyasana acts on two fronts. One is removing your past orientation, whatever you think you are, you have been thinking you are, removing all those things. And then second thing is planting a new identity within you, within your mind, within your subconscious mind, not conscious mind, subconscious mind. Aham Brahmasmi. So Nididhyasanam does these two things. And that can be done only by first negating what you think you are and then assimilating what you have been told you are. This is the process of meditation. That's all, Nididhyasana. For
Well,
that,
how do
how means keep thinking. How do you meditate on anything?
no. I what I wanted to ask you is how would you technically differentiate between manana and nididhyasana? Is it manana is
Oh no.
what you have?
Mananam is purely clarification of doubt. Nididhyasanam is not clarification. Nididhyasanam doesn't add anything new to your knowledge. Mananam adds something to your knowledge because till after Shravanam, you may have hundreds of doubts as to what you have been taught. Is it true that I am actually born again? First doubt will be that. So many other religions don't talk about rebirth at all. Is it true that I am born again? Why should I believe?
Okay.
Shastra says that punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Why should I believe Shastra? That is the first doubt you may get after Shravanam. Then what you do? How you are going to clarify that doubt? Either you go to an Acharya, or Acharya will point out some evidence, some pramanam for you to understand why Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam is there. You look at all that and then, okay, yes, I now convinced that there is Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. One doubt cleared. Doubtless knowledge I have got that we are reborn again and again. This is what Shastra said. So like that you may have hundreds of doubts. So each doubt, whether you go to a text or you go to a guru, get it clarified. That is the stage of Manana. At the end of Mananam, you have got doubtless knowledge of what all you have been told, either in Bhagavad Gita or in Upanishads or anywhere, even in Tattva Bodha, what you have been told, you are convinced about that. That is the end of Manana. After that, you have no doubt. So, no need for any fresh.
Clarification.
Once that is there, then that has to be injected.
Assimilated.
Assimilate. Assimilation is nothing but injection into your subconscious mind. Because when our mind is not active, mind you, our subconscious mind is always there. Subconscious mind is the one which actually leads or makes even the mind and intellect to do things which, they end up doing. It is subconscious mind which drives them. So we have to actually change the orientation, the thinking, the belief, the ideas which are there sitting in subconscious mind, which is what is responsible for the samsara, both emotional samsara and intellectual samsara that we all suffer from.
So there is any technical difference between Nididhyasana and meditation?
There is, because in meditation you can meditate on any alambana. It doesn't add. Pure meditation is technique for bringing focus of your mind to a particular district, improve your concentration. Pure meditation. Whereas Nididhyasanam is using the meditation technique. Nididhyasanam is not meditation. It uses the technique of meditation for changing the hardware which is there stored in your subconscious mind. Or software, I should not say subconscious mind is the hardware. The software which is stored. And changing means removing the old, putting a new version of software in your subconscious mind. That is what is Nididhyasana. Uses the technique of meditation, but purpose is different in Nididhyasana.
Okay.
Not
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Think about this. Meditate on this.
Yeah.
So who is this iPhone 78? Name is not there. So I think I've started teaching to phones also. Yeah, who is that? iPhone 78?
I think Lata ji.
Guruji, namaste, it is Lata.
Oh, now you're changing your identity. Started changing your identity, huh? Okay, tell me. What happened?
I think by mistake she has raised her hand.
Is it?
No, I'm here. I didn't raise it by mistake.
Okay.
I have a question. I have two quick questions, Guruji. Not
Let
think
it
about.
also slow questions. Also, I will take it. Note. Won't run.
Thank you. The satsang so far has been very enlightening. The questions of Anup Kumar and Hariji, both the answers were. The discussion was very enlightening, Guruji. Guruji, I have one question is what is the, now we have this intellect and mind, the two different aspects. What are the functions of the intellect? Is it only the, like how we have in the computer arithmetic logarithmic compartment where it doesn't do any other function, just the intelligent function. And the second question is the subconscious and chitta and manomaya kosha, are they the same?
I think you didn't attend our Tattva classes, isn't it?
I've been attending, yes, Guruji.
So Tattva explains all these things. Anyhow, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
See, mind or intellect in the Shastra, it is not called mind intellect. Of course, their names are given, but they are called Antakaranani. The common name given to all of them is internal instruments. And these internal instruments, which is what drives all our actions, consists of 4 things. What are they? Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara.
Yes, Guruji.
4 things, right? Mind,
Yes, Guruji.
intellect, memory capacity, which is our,
Yes.
where all these
Chitta.
things memories are stored. Then Ahankara is the ego. Okay.
Yes.
The I sense in our body mind sense complex. So what are the functions of these things? Mind is the receptacle of all the entire and external world. First comes to the mind through all our 5 sense organs. So in order to receive all the inputs, mind is necessary. And the mind has to support each and every one of the sense organs for the input to come into it. For example, your eyes may be open, right? You are seeing something. And we have seen this quite often also in people. They will be staring. We call you are staring, right? It will be a blank stare. Mind is not behind the open eyes. So even though things are there in front, it will not register in the mind.
Yes, Guruji, that you have explained very well. And then behind everything that we, behind seeing, behind hearing, behind taste, behind sparsha, gandha, everything, behind everything, mind has to be functioning.
Has to be there. Only if the mind is there, it will absorb or it will, inputs can be taken in.
Yes,
now there are so many inputs coming, right? Now you suppose, I'll give you an example. You go to a garden and there is a beautiful rose plant. Now the eyes are seeing there is a beautiful rose. You want to pluck that rose. And the eyes are also seeing that there are very sharp thorns around that rose. So far as mind is concerned, it will take input, both rose also there, beautiful, thorns also there. Mind cannot decide what I should do. Should I pluck or should I not pluck? Mind,
so intelligence.
It is just an input mechanism, it takes it. So since mind does not have any decision-making capacity, what the mind will do, it will transfer this data to the intellect. Intellect or buddhi is the faculty which takes decisions. Intellect is the one. That is why intellect was where we saw Vijnanamaya Kosha.
Yes.
Decisive faculty. So intellect, what it will do, it has to now take a decision whether you should pluck or not. On what basis the intellect will make that decision? It will immediately refer to the big library called Chittam, where all your past experiences, knowledge is all stored in Chittam. So
Yes.
intellect will refer, should the flower be plucked or not? I want to take a decision. So give me, the precedences and all. Then the Chittam will throw out the everything related to a rose flower. Like we go to all this Wikipedia and all, no? Everything, Chittam will say, this is the plant, this is the rose, it's got such a beautiful smell, blah, blah, blah. It has got thorns. So if you are plucking it, you must be careful so that the thorns don't actually, prick you. and you don't bleed, etc., etc., Chittam will tell. So then what will happen? The decision it will take. Which one? The intellect, the buddhi
Intellect.
decision. Pluck the rose, all right. It can take 3 decisions. Don't pluck the rose. Pluck the rose, irrespective of the thorns. Pluck the rose very carefully so that the thorns don't they don't prick you. Correct? 3 decisions can take. So the intellect will be depending upon what Chittam inputs are given from Chittam, from the library. It will say, no, these thorns are dangerous, they could be poisonous, don't pluck the rose. One decision it can tell the mind. Another decision it will say is, go ahead, pluck the rose, nothing will happen. And the third one is, it will say, pluck the rose, all right, but be very careful. Like walking in a jungle with a silk saree, it could get caught somewhere, you could be hurt. 3 decisions. In fact, the same thing, if you have got 3 friends with you and you tell them, I want to pluck that rose, probability all 3 will give all these 3 options to you. One friend will say, pluck it, doesn't matter. I have done it in the past, so nothing happens. Another friend will say, no, don't go near it. Once I was, this thorn actually struck me, it became septic, and then I had to actually, nurse that wound for weeks together. And the third friend will say, no, both can be, you can pluck it, but be careful. Wear a gloves. Wear a gloves and go and pluck it so that the thorn doesn't prick you. All 3, so these 3 options, the intellect will, the Chittam will give it to the intellect. Now, based on that, intellect will decide and tell the mind, okay, go ahead with option number 3, wear a gloves and prick. Mind will immediately pass it on to the hand. Mind will say, wear a gloves and do it. So hand will then go ahead, wear a gloves and prick. This is the loop of decision
The
making.
loop of that.
And it happens in split second. It's not that, like government office, first you get the input and it sits on the table for 1 week. Nothing. All this is like computer speed, it happens rather. But our seeing the flower, then mind telling, wear a gloves and do it. How does the mind tell? Mind cannot tell anything on its own. It has to take the decision from the intellect and then convey it. Right? This is the connection between all the 3. Intellect, that is in fact, one more connection is there, which is, we don't call it internal because they are external, which is the sense organs. So it all starts with the sense organs, inputs coming from sense organs, going into the mind passing on this decision making to intellect drawing upon the past experiences from Chitta, and then taking a decision, conveying it to the mind, converted into action by all our
hand.
organs of action.
Organs of action.
This is the whole loop it covers.
Yes.
This is clearly written also, no, as Sarathi.
Sorry?
As Sarathi, Krishna is the intellect.
Yeah,
is
that is true. Bhagavad Gita, that logo of Bhagavad Gita is that only Kathopanishad, that Rathakalpana. Rathakalpana, that only. And that is why we say, when you are not capable, hand over your intellect to Bhagavan. Let Bhagavan guide you throughout your life. Let him tell you what is right, what is wrong. And from where Bhagavan is going to do, he is not going to say it is Lata, so I will give her some special thing. Bhagavan is going to give every advice from based upon Shastras only. Because it is his own text, it is his own making. So we say we can't directly talk to Bhagavan. Let us study the Shastra, understand what are the right things that I should do. And where does the Shastra go and sit? Shastra will again go and sit in intellect and mind. In fact, in Chitta. Chitta, when that is there all stored, whenever we have to take a decision in our life, we will draw it from Chitta, the options. And Shastra will give you do is don't do it. We guided by Shastra. When we are guided by Shastra, we are guided by Bhagavan. And that is what the whole Bhagavad Gita is all about. Give the reins of your intellect, reins of the mind, reins of your mind to to Bhagavan. Let Bhagavan guide you. So that is how the whole thing we can bring it together and understand the relevance of Shastras in our life, day-to-day life. And it will only
Thank you very much,
tell you
Guruji.
dharmic.
Thank you very much.
Only dharma, it will Shastra will talk only about dharmic things. It will never tell you do adharmic things. Unless, of course, otherwise. Shastra will tell you do adharmic things to fight adharma. Like Krishna told Arjuna that you fight adharma with adharma. Doesn't matter. You won't get any papam for that. And that is why, I mean, that one new movie has come. What is that? Some 2000, I'm forgetting the name, 2898. Kalki movie. Right? So what happens these days is, many things which are told in Mahabharata, many characters, they are glorified. Like for example, Karna's character. I've seen so many people, oh, Karna was such a great man. Arjuna did wrong by killing him. Krishna did wrong by advising Arjuna to kill Karna and all that. But Shastra doesn't look at it that way. Karna was actually a lot of adharma he has done. One of the biggest adharma Karna did, even though he has done a lot of dharmic karmas, he was called, a Danveer rather. I mean, anybody asks Karna anything, he will give. Including he gave his Kavacha Kundala, etc. to Indra. He gave it up, which was to protect him throughout his life. But one thing he did, he was a mute spectator. But when Draupadi was disrobed, Karna did not stand up. And that is actually, if you look at our entire history, the Itihasa and all, status of woman in the society determines whether the society is dharmic or adharmic. The extent of adharma in the society, the one point, if you want, the litmus test is see the status of woman in that society. And starts right from Satyuga, Treta Yuga. We have an example of Sita, high status, but some, what you call, some doubts on the woman and all started coming. Then we come to Dwapara Yuga, totally disrobed woman. And then Kali Yuga, what is happening that we are witnessing already. It is just the beginning of Kali Yuga, 5,000 years, Pratame Pade. 4,32,000 years Kali Yuga is going to last. Out of that, we have only exhausted 5,000 years. And you see the status of woman even in these 5,000 years. So, Shastras will tell you only what is Dharma. Evaluate every situation based upon what is Dharma, what is Adharma. And how do you define Dharma, Adharma? It is not your opinion. Shastra has defined that also. Through Itihasa, Puranas, everything. It's all about Dharma, Adharma only. So that is how we have to now bring all our own faculties like Chitta, Ahankara, Buddhi, everything into the domain of Dharma, Adharma and guided by Shastra. Our life will be a smooth life. So this is how we go deep into it. We have to understand all this. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Hari Om. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Anjali ji, what is your question?
Yeah, Namaskara, Guruji.
Namaskara.
First of all, thank you for the very knowledgeable session on preparation to the meditation. I have a little different question. I'm not sure whether I should ask you or not.
You can ask
For
any
that,
question.
please pardon me. Yeah, pardon me for that. You mentioned that the Gayatri Mantra is to be chanted with 5 breaks. So that I heard newly. Just wanted to know where to learn this kind of chanting. Any links available?
It is
Anything
very
you can
simple.
enlighten?
If you Gayatri Mantra, there are 5 parts to Gayatri Mantra. Om is one.
Yeah.
Tat Savitur Varenyam.
Yeah.
Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Om Tat.
No, Om Bhurvuvasvaha. Bhurvuvasvaha is this.
Om Bhurvuvasvaha. The Vyahrati is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Om Bhurvuvasvaha. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Now, in between these 5 parts, there is a gap. You cannot chant Om Bhurvuvasvaha Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Cannot stand that. In your mind, you must chant Om Tatsavitur Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. That swara also you chant, correct? So then, if you see the time difference, when you say
Yeah.
Om Bhurvuvasvaha
Yeah, correct.
Dhiyo yo na prachodayat, this is what people normally do.
Yeah.
You should not do that. Om is a separate, there is a avasana after Om. Avasana means in Sanskrit, avasana is a gap, right? It's very
Yeah.
minute gap. You
Yeah.
must complete that. It is not a full stop, right? Avasana is like comma like that. So, Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. 5. So you chant like this in your mind. It will take 3 hours to do 1008 Gayatris. Provided you don't doze off in the middle. If you doze off in the middle, additional time also you have to give if you have to complete 1008.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is how Gayatri should be chanted. And if you do that, then in that itself your mind will be focused in correct chanting.
Yeah.
Because our mind has got one very, very, I would call it sometimes good, sometimes bad capability. Multitasking.
Yeah.
On the one side, it will be chanting Gayatri, on the other side, lot of thoughts will be going on. Simultaneously, they will be doing.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
But if you chant with Panchavasana, then nothing else, because you will be focusing only on how I should chant correctly. Alright, so that is how it has to be chanted. After some time, when it should not become mechanical. So if for that not to become mechanical, you add one thing, that is focus on the swara of the Gayatri, or focus on the meaning of the Gayatri. Like that, you add something so that every time the way you are chanting slightly different, so that it doesn't become mechanical. Otherwise, even this could become mechanical after a long time of chanting.
Yeah, correct.
It
Yeah.
could become mechanical. So
Yeah.
there are so many things we have to pay attention to when we do all these things, And that increases our focus, our concentration and all.
Yeah. Okay, Guru. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Any other question? No hands have gone up, so I think we can close the session and continue next week.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji, thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you,
Hari
Guruji.
Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.